Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jeremy Comfortable, Guildford's favourite stand-up.
Yes! Thank you. Jeremy Comfortable here, Guildford's favourite stand-up. Guildford's only stand-up as far as I know. And now before we start, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Guildford's a bit middle England, a bit middle class, teensy bit posh, what's this old buffoon got to say to us? Well, let me tell you, Guildford's actually got a thriving nightlife, oh yes! Guildford's often compared to New York, without the attitude, or LA, without the pretension, or London, without quite so many losers. Oh yes, oh, present company accepted. Yes, Guildford actually has its own comedy club, the Slightly Amused Wine Waiter. Terribly good, yes. 2-for-1 offers on Chardonnay, and all-you-can-eat couscous buffet. Yes. We had a Glaswegian headlining there the other week. Terribly good. He did 40 minutes of material on growing up in poverty, working on the docks and then unemployment. Or at least that's what we think he was talking about. That's what the blurb from his agent said. We couldn't understand a word he was saying, to be honest with you, yes. Because if you are going to do stand up in Guildford, you do need to adapt your materials to the thoughts and concerns and the lifestyles of a Guildford audience. Oh yes, I'll give you a few examples, shall you? Gags that go well in Guildford, yes. How many au pairs does it take to change a light bulb? Oh, just one, but better wait till she's back from dropping the kids off at school, eh? Yes. And, Doctor, I keep thinking I'm a bowl of custard. Oh, that must be frightfully distressing, old bean, but I know this terribly good chap in Harley Street. He'll have you right as rain very quickly. Terribly busy and not cheap, but a call from me. I think there might just be an opening in his diary magically appears. Oh, yes. And, knock knock.
Who's there?
Sorry to embarrass you, old chap, but the image on the security camera's a bit blurred. Yes. An Irishman, a Scotsman, and a Welshman walk into a pub. Well, it's their kind of thing, isn't it? We do a lot more entertaining at home nowadays. Nice bottle of wine. But we do get hecklers at the Slightly Amused Wine Waiter. Oh yes. Just last week a chap stood up in my spot and said, "Do you think that's entirely suitable for a family audience, old bean?" Yes. You're under-rehearsed and you know you are. He did. I also got heckled when I was doing a spot in Newcastle, the comedy club there. I did, yes. This Geordie fellow stands up bold as brass and says, "Why, aye, man," he said, "you don't know what it's like." He said, "We grew up 6 to a house. 6 to a room." Oh, fuck. I said, "Not at all." At our school, I think it was 12 in a dorm. Yes. And people assume, because Guildford's posh, that people don't have problems. Well, we do have our own problems. A friend of mine was telling me last week about his problems. Overcrowding, poor conditions, having to share a bathroom. He says, when he goes back next year, he's going to have to hire a bigger chalet. Oh, yes, he does. Yes. And, talking of school days, I went on that internet site the other day, Friends Reunited. Terribly good for meeting up with people that you've lost contact with. Because we were all terribly good chums at school, but we lost contact somewhat, you know. After that, people went on to different universities. Well, 2 different universities anyway. Yes. But, yes, schools in Guildford are traditional, it has to be said. We like to do things in an old-fashioned way. In fact, when they showed the Harry Potter films in Guildford, some people thought it was some sort of experiment in progressive education. They did, yes. And, we place great emphasis on languages, we do. Yes, great emphasis. In fact, when ancient Greece and ancient Rome joined the EU, we think we're going to be terribly well placed to do business with them. Yes. People say that Northerners are more friendly than Southerners. And I think there's something to that, ladies and gentlemen. I think that there's something there. Now, when I was doing this gig in Newcastle, I was actually driving through Newcastle city centre on my way to find the club, accidentally cut up this lorry driver. Oh, I thought this Geordie chap might get irate, but he didn't. He just gestured to me that perhaps we discuss it over cocktails, or at least I think that was the gist of what he was getting at. Yes. But when the Northern comedians come down to play the Slightly Amused Wine Waiter in Guildford, they say to me, Jeremy, not Ian, Jeremy, why is it that people are so unfriendly down south? And I come back with a simple answer, well, if you don't like it, why don't you just bugger off back home? Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Jeremy Comfortable, you've been super. Thank you. Good night.